After all, he's one of the greatest directors in the world. So why doesn't it work? Well, it's partially to do with the fact that this anime is based on literature. The producer, Toshio Suzuki, wrote a book called Job as Hobby, and he includes some episodes of Ghibli artists. On page 76, he says when he was making My Neighbor Totoro, Miyazaki, who heard about the grave of the Fireflies, came to his house, knocked on the door and asked, "Is it based on literature?" Suzuki answers, "Yes, in a way." Miyazaki says, "I want to do literature too." "We don't need a cat bus. That's not literature at all." Miyazaki said that he wanted to get rid of the cat bus and even the spinning top scene. He said, "I can't possibly go on doing that flying on the spinning top nonsense." Suzuki was at a loss and told Takahata about what Miyazaki said. Takahata said, "Oh, it would be such a pity to get rid of that cat bus." Suzuki thought pity was such a great word that he ran to Miyazaki's place and told him, "Mr. Takahata is saying it's such a pity." Miyazaki's mood suddenly changed and he said, "Really? Okay, then I will keep that cat bus." This is a true story. It's just like the Dola's episode. That Dola scene. Do I still have it? Where's it gone? Ah, there. Dola says, "You might not come back here anymore." And Pazu says that he understands. Dola says, "I hope you know what you're signing up for," and tells him to get ready in 40 seconds. So you can see that she is a good person. This is not literature. The line explains that Dola is a good person. This is entertainment. In entertainment, communication is so important. The character's role is the key. But in literature, there is no such thing as a role. In literature, characters are often ambiguous. The readers themselves try to figure out who these characters are. That's literature. Takahata tried to make a literature animation where people can come up with their own answer. I always say that Takahata is relying too much on the audience. His posthumous work, The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, has an advertising slogan: "The crime and punishment of the princess." I think a lot of people don't understand this. Originally, Takahata wanted to start the film on the surface of the moon. Kaguya's father, the king of the moon, says to Kaguya, "You have committed a crime. As punishment, I will send you to Earth." Kaguya, so excited about going to Earth, is not listening at all. That was his original idea. Where is it? This is a sentence written on the back of the first flyer for the film. 50 years ago, Toei Animation was trying to make The Tale of Princess Kaguya after Horus, Prince of the Sun. And Toei asked the public for ideas for the story. And Takahata's idea was rejected. However, Takahata eventually got rid of this opening scene that I previously told you about, where the king says to Kaguya, "You committed a crime, so you'll be punished." Takahata said, "Since we had such great artists, I felt that the scene was redundant. No need to explain about the crime and punishment," he said. That's why this film is so confusing. So, he's doing the same thing again. He relies too much on the audience. Eventually, Suzuki came up with this idea. Suzuki knew that Takahata would never change his mind. Takahata insisted that the audience would understand. So Suzuki decided to include the theme in the advertising slogan, like some kind of riddle. He assumed that people would try to solve the riddle. He assumed that people would come to see the film to check if their answer was right and think more deeply about the theme, and everything would turn out as Takahata intended. So it became kind of acrobatic in a way. However, as soon as it was released, everybody praised the drawing and the visuals, and nobody paid attention to the slogan. And therefore, they didn't quite understand the real theme. Most people interpret this story as an affirmation of life. Actually, there's a gruesome story behind this crime and punishment of the princess. It's as gruesome as Grave of the Fireflies, but I'll talk about it on some other occasion.